Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, or welcome back to another lunchtime lesson. If you are returning, thank you. And if you are new, welcome, welcome, welcome. Today's topic, I'm going to jump right into it, is transitions and seasons in life where you sense that God is moving and doing things, and how you can have peace when you're not sure exactly what God is up to and where it's leading. I know that I'm in one of those seasons right now, and I can point to 2 or 3 times in my life where it seemed like everything is up in the air, everything. And I'm going through one of those seasons right now. If you are middle-aged, I'm 51. If you are middle-aged, then you may be in a circumstance where you have aging parents that you are now responsible for. You may have teenagers that you're still raising, and that can create a lot of variables and questions about the future. And that is what I'm walking through right now. I'm the youngest of 5, but my mother has lived with me. She's been with me for about the past 12 years. And now she's starting to show signs of dementia. She's forgetting a lot of confusion about everyday things that shouldn't be confusing. And I'm her primary caretaker. So what does that mean for my future? Because, at anyone who's dealt with dementia or Parkinson's or anything like that, that usually it's kind of a slow, continual decline. And your parent or loved one is going to need you more, not less. So what does that mean for me working and being away from the house so much? What does that mean for our housing and living situations if, I can't feel comfortable that she can get up and down the steps well, and things of that nature, safety issues around the house? Do we have to make changes so that she will be more safe? Do I have to have a work from home occupation so that I don't have to leave her, so that I can make all of her doctor's appointments? All of these things, when you are going through these seasons in life, like I said, I've been here before. And that's one thing about being a little bit older and living a little bit, that a lot of times, is not your first rodeo. You've either been through something like this before, or it was maybe not the same, but similar. But I have been at crossroads in the past where everything was up in the air. Where I'm going to work, where I'm going to live, what I'm doing with the kids, and it's one big question mark. And I just want to encourage anyone who is maybe walking through a season in life where there's a lot of uncertainty and there are a lot of questions and you're not sure what God is up to really not get discouraged, but press into Him all the more. That is the only way that I am not getting anxious and worrying about how I'm going to carry this on my shoulders by myself. My other siblings don't really help. The one that helps the most, believe it or not, is the one that lives the farthest from me. And she lives in Georgia. I live in New Jersey, and she will fly a couple of times a year and come and stay with me. And when she comes, she'll stay 6-7 weeks, and she'll give me a break from being, the caregiver. And anybody who is a caregiver knows that it will wear on you. It could be frustrating as your parents or your loved ones age, and they may be difficult to deal with. Maybe they don't want to accept their condition. They can be in denial. They may not want to take their medications. or just when they get into that state of confusion and they're irrational and they're not making sense, it can wear on you. And yet you're the 100% caregiver, but you still are at a phase in your life where you're still working and you're still raising kids and you still have, your household to run. And it can be a lot. And I am encouraging anyone who's in this season of life to really press into the Lord and to hang on to those scriptures that speak to your heart the most, that bring you the most peace. For me, is Psalms 23. It's, I know the plans that I have for you. It's, I've not given you a spirit of fear, but of peace, love, and a sound mind. It's those scriptures that I can just recite and it'll just soothe me. I won't ever leave you or forsake you. Just whatever the ones are that speak to you, I just encourage you to try to keep your mind on those scriptures, on the promises of God and not your circumstances, so that you don't get overwhelmed and that you don't, start to feel the weightiness, because really it's not something that you can walk out alone. A lot of times it's like, all right, God, I don't know what you're up to. I'm not sure why all of this stuff is going on, but I'm going to trust you. I'm going to make a conscious decision to trust you, even when I can't see the plan. But I trust that you tell me that you have plans for me, and they are to prosper me, and they are to give me a good end. You tell me that I will be blessed if I honor my father and my mother. So I am trusting you, God, that you're going to figure it out. If I need a new house with a wheelchair ramp and living quarters on the first floor, you're going to figure it out. If I need a new job where I can be with her and I can work from home, then you're going to figure it out. So I'm not even saying I'm going to figure it out. I'm like, okay, God, you got this. You figure it out and you just let me know what the plan is. I'm just open to letting me know what the plan is. So my first encouragement would be to really lean into the Lord. And if your relationship with the Lord has not been strong, what better time? What better time than when life is challenging than to strengthen that relationship with the Lord? Lean into Him, lean into those scriptures that speak to your heart. My second piece of advice, and I've started doing this, I used to, pray at night, put my armor on at night. For those of you who are familiar with the armor of God, the helmet of salvation and the breastplate of righteousness and the belt of truth, I would put all the pieces of the armor on at night. But I have started now to put them on in the morning before I begin my day. And when I put them on, I specifically ask for certain things. For example, when I put on the helmet of salvation, I ask God to protect my mind, protect my thoughts, so that I'm thinking as He thinks. I'm seeing situations and circumstances and people as He sees them, because that can be very different from how we see things. When I put on the breastplate of righteousness, I'm asking Him to protect my emotions, guard my heart, help me to think and feel the way He does about situations and circumstances, so that I'm not overreacting or underreacting or too sensitive or anxious. So all of those emotions, I'm asking for Him to guard my emotions, guard my heart when I put on that breastplate of righteousness. When I put on the belt of truth, I then specifically ask Him to help me to seek truth and recognize truth. Because sometimes when you are in the thick of things, and you may have family that they want to weigh in and put their 2 cents in about how things should be done, but yet they're not helping. Sometimes you can't decipher exactly what's true. What are somebody's true motives, or is there an agenda, and, things like that. Because I'm telling you, people act crazy. When parents get to be, older and you're not sure how much longer they'll be with you, people that were never around family that you never hear from. Now, all of a sudden, they come out the woodworks because they want to make sure they get a piece of the pie. You know how people can get. I don't even have to go into it. But being able to discern true motives, to be able to see situations and circumstances for exactly what they are. If you're having to make medical decisions, being able to, operate with a clear mind and make those decisions for your loved ones, all of that. So I ask him to help me to seek truth, to speak truth, and to recognize truth. And then when I shod my feet with peace, I pray also that he will give me the peace that passes all understanding. Because look, some of this stuff is really tough. It's hard to watch your loved ones decline, and then yet you still have to operate with a clear mind to make decisions for them. So you might be paying their bills, taking them to the doctors, making medical decisions. I mean, it can be a lot. And so you can lose your peace in the midst of it all. But I pray for peace that passes all understanding when I shod my feet with peace. And then when I carry the sword, I ask him to hide his word in my heart so that I do not sin against him. So you get the idea, and you fill in what works for you. What does it mean to you when you put on the helmet of salvation? If you just envision that, what do you want God to do with that helmet that's on? How do you want him to use that helmet of salvation? How do you want him to use that breastplate of righteousness for you in your situation? That belt of truth, how does it apply to your situation? How do you want him to use that piece of armor for you? So you can, you don't have to pray what I pray, but when you're putting on your armor, add some specifics on how you want the Lord to use those pieces. And I think that will help you get through the days that can be tough and can be trying and can be uncertain. So a lot of times I always want to think that I don't want to look like what I've been through. And this is one of the ways that you don't want to look to the world like you profess to be a Christian, you profess to walk with the Lord and have his power and his peace, but yet you look like you done been through the ringer, and you just, hit by a Mack truck and came back, and you look like it. So even when life is throwing everything that it can throw at you, I don't think that we have to wear that on our exterior or our interior, that we can still have peace on the inside. Even when we don't know what's going on, we don't know the outcome of things. And when you have that peace on the inside, it will show on the outside. Most of the time when I go through tough seasons in life, nobody knows. And I just give that credit to the Lord. I give all glory to God that, people don't see me and they're like, oh, dang, you having a bad day. You know what I mean? It's not like that. More than often than not, they will not know, because the peace of God passes all understanding. It truly does. And you can ride out the storms, even in the midst of the uncertainty. With just a couple of tips, I hope that I can encourage someone who may be in one of those times of life where transitioning and things are uncertain. Lean into the Lord, put your armor on in the morning, and ask the Lord to use it in specific ways, and see how he comes through for you. So that is the little gem I just wanted to drop off today during this lunchtime lesson. I am going to now get to my lunch. I've got my electrolyte water, and I'm going to go ahead and eat my lunch before I head back into class. So look, y'all, take care of yourselves. If you need prayer, you can reach out. Emails in the description, drop something in the comments, or if you have tips on how to deal with these situations in life, specifically being in that spot where you're taking care of aging parents and you're still trying to finish raising your own. I'd love to hear any tips on that, because Lord knows I could use them. I don't have it all figured out, but He is keeping me in His perfect peace in the meantime. And I pray that He does the same for you. All right, you guys, until the next one, take care. Bye, y'all.